These are two plain white t-shirts. The plain white t-shirt is a staple in fashion, but these two shirts are a little bit more complicated than just being the perfect partner to a pair of blue jeans. One is made of 100% cotton, and the other is 100% recycled plastic. While the difference is clear after reading the care label, the main difference is rooted in this idea called sustainable fashion.
I think, it's an interesting question, and I could give you the Wikipedia meaning of sustainability, but I'll give you my honest conviction. And that is just doing the right things for people and for planet. So if you're a designer, and if you are designing something, designing a range, and there's going to be bottlenecks in the value chain with the planet, then something's wrong. If you are doing something and there's bottlenecks with people in terms of minimum fair wage, and there's a difference between a living wage and a minimum fair wage, then you need to address that. So I always say to people that when people ask me what does sustainability mean to me, it really is doing the right thing.
The idea of doing the right thing is sort of the inverse of how the fashion industry generally operates, the fast fashion model. Overconsumption, exploitation, the subsequent 11 million tons of waste, 4 to 10% yearly global carbon emissions, and more are the bedrock of fast fashion. The sustainable fashion sector has been challenging these practices and how consumers contribute to the system through the several forms that sustainable fashion takes shape. But one in particular has managed to capture the attention of the world, and younger generations specifically. On the streets of Joburg's leafy green Melville lies Junkie Charity Store, founded by Michelle de Villiers. The passionate pro-sustainability store owner notes the importance of sustainable fashion and believes younger generations are at the helm of its rise in popularity.
This is our future, guys. We've got to recycle for the planet, for charity, and to save money. Life's darn expensive. We need to save money. Me as a child growing up, it was like a no-no. I mean, second-hand stuff did not exist. Nowadays, it's a trend. So, young people have evolved dramatically, and it's so cool.
Part of the reason why millennials and Gen Zs are sustainable shoppers is that the modern-day thrift store is also found on social media and the internet. But these mediums present an additional challenge.
I think there's been definitely a kind of like revival of thrifting, but there's an interesting sort of duality in that there's also like Shein has been an interesting thing to watch because that's also Gen Z like focused primarily. And so as much as there's all this like studies and media written about how this generation is the one that's so much more socially and environmentally aware and trying to like, reflect that in the way that they purchase or what they hold brands to account for. It's been interesting to watch like this mega ultra fast fashion brand take over.
The online fast fashion giant, Shein, has grown exponentially, while sustainable fashion is also claiming its stake in the contemporary fashion landscape, with revenue as high as $15.7 billion in 2021. It makes it difficult to ascertain if younger generations' shopping habits are getting greener. To get a better idea of how younger generations are shopping, Wits Vuvuzela went onto Wits University's campus to ask where students are buying their clothes.
I usually shop at Markham's, H&M. Markham's is like affordable for the type of style that I want.
Wherever my eye catches is wherever I shop.
Semester Prize, the Fix, and then for shoes it's usually Sportsing.
For me, I speak about fast fashion mostly as a business model. Like it's a business model that relies on exploitation and extraction. But that's not to say that I like judge people that still shop at fast fashion, because I think, like I was saying earlier, even if you still do that, choose to do that, I don't really like see fault in it. I just would appreciate it, like maybe if people think about what they're buying a little bit beyond what they usually do. So I shifted my perspective on sustainability. I realized that it's not about buying, it's more about the emotional relationship we have with our clothes and like in a broader sense, the things that adorn our lives in general.